My name is Anmol Kumar. My register number is URK23CS1013. So for the exercise number 8, we are required to build a Node.js server application with MongoDB integration. I'll quickly show a glimpse of MongoDB in GUI approach. Here we can see our database name is as GymDB. Currently is not connected, so we'll go and click on connect. It says connected to GymDB successfully. Now we have admin, config file, event DB. If we go here, click on event logs, there are different events for it. Events here, registrations, different kind of files are there for different classification. We'll quickly move on to the code. As we can see, there are a lot of files. Let's quickly close all those. If we see two folders, backend and frontend. Frontend is where the user will see. The backend is for the developers area, where all the processing, how it is happening. If we click this button, then it should go there, and all that. Frontend is basically where the UI part has been done for the users to just have the dynamicity, understanding of the website. The first folder is config folder, which I have already opened a file called db.js. This is where I'm specifying that this is my database and my database URL, which is usually in MongoDB is localhost colon 212072027. This is basically your local IP for MongoDB. So this function use new URL parser equal to true. This is where it will get that URL, and then it will tell the functional area of the website or the web page that our database is here, and it can store and it can retrieve, delete, do any basic CRUD operation if it is there, create, read, update, or delete. So the other folder is called controllers. The folder name is very apt. As we come here, we see before that the very important statement we have is const plan require /models /plan. Why are we using two dots here? We could have used one dot also. We are already in a root folder, but there are other root folders also available. So during the importation of the file, sometimes the terminal may run into errors that saying that the file is not found. Even though the file has been created, the path is there, everything is correct. So we just specify dot dot. It will go through the whole folder structure, and then it will specify, okay, this file is present. Before moving on to the controllers folder, I'll quickly check the models. What's model folder is? Model folder is where you give the schema or the query or the commands or the code for your database to understand if the data is being given, like for example, a name is given, the type is string and required is true. What that means is if someone is inputting some values, but the name is not present in the web form or the any required specific area, then the website won't proceed further. That's what it's specifying it here. And JavaScript, the JS file, every time it provides a functionality for it. Same goes for the schedule. If the user is scheduling it, then the user workout, username, all that is required. Without that, then there is no scheduling of the worker. Same for the user, if it's a new user, if it's an existing user, everything can be created. Like created at this line will say that this user has been created at this specific time. Workout here you can add some workout, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and default is beginner obviously. We can specify it here. Default we can give, or if we don't want, we can also leave that line, but then there will be a problem. The website might not understand whether the starting one is intermediate, advanced, or beginner. Now we'll come to controllers. Plan.controllers is basically a, a, the functionality behind the functionality, meaning if we are clicking a button called A, then it should redirect to B. But before redirecting to B, the middle area which says why are we redirecting to B? That why is being answered with this controller folders. So this is what is happening. If we are going to A to B, then why are we going A to B? That is where the why functionality is being done in this folder for scheduling, for users, and for workout. As we have in the modules, plan, schedule, user, and workout. Node modules, obviously, we can just go into the new terminal and type npm install. It will get all the required node modules for us. So we don't need to check that every time. Now we have another folder called routes or routes. This is where the website routing happens. When as I give example, A to B, then why is it happening is via the controllers folders, and why and how is it going to be? Now the question how is being answered here. The how is explained in the routes folder, plan routes.js. This is saying that get list plans and post create plans. It will get something, understand it, and then post it for the user. Same goes with the schedule, all schedule, create schedule, new schedule. It will all get it and then post it for the user. Or get it from the user, post it for the other user or the logged in user or the admin. Env file is where your most important details are stored. This is where your local host, database passwords, or any hash keys, any secret keys, JWT meaning JavaScript web tokens, everything is stored there. So we won't open that file in public. Currently, we have the most important file, as I've said, package.json. We have script. We can directly type node server.js or nodemon server.js. We can use both. And the main is server.js. The file we have this. This is the main file, which is indicating that basically communicating with the server, like the backend. So this is where all the redirecting stuff is happening. Routes, workout routes. This is where I specify if I click this, then I should be going here. As I was explaining about the MongoDB localhost, it is usually 270.117 and process.env. Basically, it means process the env file and the Mongo URI of it. This is the connect.db, very important statement. If there is some typo or some mistake of the local host, then it won't connect with your database. Now we will come to the front end folder. Backend is done. We'll quickly check the front end. Front end also requires different kinds of node modules. So we'll cd into that folder and then type a command npm install. As we have already explained that front end has public and src folder. Src will have components. This is where all the front end stuff is happening. From the most important statement, the React, the API is also required if any endpoint we need to specify. This is where it is now communicating. This is how we connect the backend and front end by importing statements. This is where the website communicates with the backend and front end. Backend provides the functionality, why, how, and the front end will show how is it happening for the user. So we have dashboard where all the details will be shown. The login page is there. This is where the login will be happening. Membership plans. This is where the different plans have been done. The basic HTML structure and CSS has been provided. Nav bar is decided. Register bar is decided. App.js is obviously the another very important concept of it. And I forgot to specify. We are using Bootstrap. Bootstrap is being used here. As I have commented here, optional Bootstrap import if not already loaded via index.html. Index.html is the most basic file structure can be provided for a website to test whether it's running on localhost or not. Just in case if it's not there, we can directly import it here. This app.js is basically a communicator or the mediator which tells the website, okay, this is how we need to communicate and display the various functions. Now we'll quickly open the terminal. We will go into backend folder and type npm run dev. The backend is up. It says MongoDB is now connected. And this is where our MongoDB is running. We'll quickly click on connect again. We have connected. Now we can see it is running. It got terminated. Now we'll open it in another shell. As you can see, if we type show databases, this is just an example of saying that okay, finally the MongoDB is running. We have different databases, EventDB, GymDB. As I've specified, use GymDB. This is very important. If we don't specify the correct database, what if we do any CURD operation? It might delete it from any other database. So now this is set up, backend is set up, the database is also set up. Now what is remaining is we'll kill this terminal. Now we'll go to front end. We need to start the front end. npm start. We'll wait for it. As you can see, the website is up. Let's say I am a new user here. I will quickly type John, John at gmail.com. We'll give a password and register. What happened here is the length should not be only 2. It will create some security concerns. So let's give a password with a requirement. It says registered successfully. You can now log in. Okay, now we are ready for login. John at gmail.com. Password is this. Has logged in. Now he can schedule a workout. Let's say full body workout. Select a date, time, and done. We can schedule the workout. And the workout schedule is shown here. Currently, there are no membership plans for it, but you can schedule the workout. Hi, John. The workout has been scheduled. The trainer hasn't been assigned.